But today we did the engineering society and the doctor broke it down for us and got to sales engineer. That was the day I realized that, okay, there's something in engineering for me. And in that life, my other life, which is, career, my profession now, what I found out is, as an individual, yes, I can spot opportunities 10 kilometers away, to the point where I go to sit with you and convince you it needs to be done, make the first sale. Once I make that first sale, I lose my mojo. The ability to now continue to do it on a daily basis is because my attention span is very short. I can't stay, okay, we've made the first sale, I move on to the next project. So what have I had to do? Look for people whose attention span is long to partner with. Yes, there are people that they have no clue about how to sell water to somebody who is in the desert. But you know what? They have the energy to, day and night, I rain down the water, we'll get to the guy in the desert, even if it's coming from 10,000 miles away. So, what I'm saying is, if you feel you don't have the talent for breeding, the problem is you will always want to own everything. By far, there are too many kennels, not kennel clubs now, kennels, than we can cope with. Because me and Ashiwaju, probably if we collaborated, we'll have bred better dogs. So, that talent is key. Secondly, you need knowledge. And knowledge is what? Information. Application of the knowledge you have is wisdom. But you need knowledge. How do you gather knowledge? By reading. By asking questions. And an important part of reading that you need. Read. There's a book called I'm trying to remember. It's about breeding. It tells you all the anatomy of the female. I remember the name. You can read that book from the beginning to the end. I'll give an example. When my first child was to be born, every woman, okay, I read it 5 times. My wife read it once. 29th of May, during Obasanjo's swearing, our water broke. I read in the book, once your water breaks, straight to the hospital. It was raining cat and dog, 2 a.m. We had no car. Babes, I went to neighbor. We got to the hospital. In the process, I even cut my leg. We got to the hospital and she was there for the next 2 days. Now, I didn't want to miss the bag, but I was tired after 2 days. Let me go home and change. Before I came back, the boy was out. Now, the reality is that, yes, the people who wrote Every Woman, they're giving you the information they needed to give you so that you don't have regrets. But in reality, it's not always the case. And that was when what I've said was very important. The bitch that ovulated on day 7, our last cycle, can ovulate day 11 this cycle. And then you go about slamming the male. There is a science behind all of these things. So, extremely, extremely important, you need to have that knowledge. And why I went to the expense of Every Woman is that sometimes knowledge is better amplified. If you have read Every Woman and you're on the phone to a doctor, and you're telling the doctor, you know what, the water has broken. And then it tells you, okay, as contractions started. Okay, I'll tell you something I found out. Usually, vet doctor, don't be upset. 8 years ago, I am all in the camp of the vet doctors. If your dog has any, call a vet. But when I realized that it's not always practicable in real life. Normally, okay, they tell you jab the dog oxytocin 1 ml, depending on size, whatever. Give the dog oxytocin. Yes, there was contraction, the puppy wasn't coming out. okay, you know that there was too much of contraction, the uterus will rupture. So what do? Nobody, instinct. I just, with my gloves, put my hand in, and I just noticed that once my hand gets into the canal, she begins to push. The contraction is stronger than what I even get from oxytocin. So for me, as a breeder, I can't remember the last time I gave any dog oxytocin. That is my personal experience. I don't know if it's recommended. I do not care whether doctors say yes or no. I probably will 20 liters with just my fingers. So now, yes, I've had that conversation with the doctor and they've explained the process to me. When your finger is in there, it goes to the brain and tells the dog the puppy is in the birth canal, and that's why she pushes to expel it. Am I right? That was the explanation I was given. But the point is that there are things you will never learn from the books. You will never learn from the internet. And that goes to the next key point. That was where I started with, the need for mentors. And that is the hardest part, to find the right, honest, willing, knowledgeable, compassionate mentors is hard. But oftentimes we make it difficult for ourselves. Because, I've had people who say to me that Mr. Otolorin is not helpful. He's not here, and I'm saying it purposely. Because they contacted him, he didn't reply them. For God's sake, people are busy. And somebody sees my messenger on Facebook that it's on. It means that I have time to chat. No. Especially if I don't know you, I don't have a personal relationship with you. Maybe daily I get 200, 300 messages. So, the idea is, if you are making contact with someone for the first time, even if it's inbox to inbox, write a message, not I. You don't know the person. Write a message, I am so and so person. This is why I'm contacting you. I will be glad for a feedback. If it's in 2 days or 3 days he has time, he will get back to you. Okay, I happen to have benefited a lot from Mr. Otora's mentorship. Let me put it that way.